What is going on, everyone? Commodore Last here today, bringing to you guys my live reaction to the Haikyu manga chapter 361. Now, the chapter's been out for some time. Shout out to the Viz, of course, for providing chapters week in and week out. Guys are performing God's work as they should be. And before I even get into this chapter, because I wanted to say this, this little thing right here for a separate video, which I still will do that, because I have some stuff, I want to talk about in regards to it. But guys, season 4 of the greatness is coming back. Season 4, January 2020, winter 2020. Haikyu comes back in anime form. As manga readers, we're beyond excited, to see the things that, we just went through after season 3, just to see it come to life now in the anime. Just so much greatness, man. Especially, the OVAs that they're going to be having, Land versus Sky, and then the volleyball wave, which I'm going to make a separate video in regards to that, because it is very similar to, a certain series, Hajime no Ippo, of how they kind of handle certain content before season 2, in that kind of realm. So I'm going to be doing a separate video kind of talking about that and why, people need to be very, both cautious and kind of aware of what's going on, but I'll save it for another time. But I didn't know when I was going to talk about it, and just I needed to get it out of me, man, because listen, I stood up last night. I was waiting until 2:20 in the morning in the East, and I'm like, yo, when is this presentation going to go on? I see the news and stuff. They put up, also the voice actor who's going to be doing Daisho from Nohibe. It's apparently the guy that's going to be doing, who did Jonathan Joestar's voice in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, I mean, listen, even though the man himself is a snake, the fact that he has a nice human being, or at least, the man voice, a nice human being in Jonathan Joestar, I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. But I was low-key anticipating, man, Sakusa's voice. I was like, when I saw Sakusa, I saw the GOAT, I was like, I see him looking all fresh and clean, no mask covering up, man, the beauty, the rawness, this, like, my boy. But the fact is, that portion we know as manga readers doesn't really speak too much, but, man, if I just got a voice, just so I can actually just listen to my man. But anyways, I'll save all that for the anime video. We gotta get into the chapter itself. Last time we left off 2 weeks ago, it was 12-9 for Commodore. We saw that they made the play. Daichi came in with the, with the receive. And they were asking themselves, what's next? And that's why I've been saying to myself the last little while, I'm like, yo, what's next? For me to find out, I got to read the chapter. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's see what Furodate Sensei has for me, man. Because look, I've been missing the greatness. I need it. If I didn't have a chapter today to cover, I would have gone to sleep, at the very least. But I said, no, I got to read the greatness. So let's get into it. Chapter 361 of the Haikyu. Here it is. Yo, they got a color page with Hinata on one side and then the Shiratorizawa coach on the other side. Chapter 361, the view from the top, part 2. Big energy. But I remember when Hinata, when they were about to do the play, the whole thing when Kageyama had like the lock on him, right? And he's like, "Oh, you're on to Hirugami," before that chapter ended, a few chapters back. And my man's was saying like, speed and height, and then you just see the whole thing coming together before they went in for the quick. It's just crazy, man. I used to despise the coach so much, and just the way he started thinking, like, how short people just can't be able to play on the level of everybody else. And remember, he was kind of speaking the fact that because he played volleyball too, but then seeing what Hinata was able to accomplish, man, it's like, look, my boy is going to be out here. I'm telling you, I don't care what happens. Coach Fuki better put my boy in the next training camp when it comes to the youth squad for Japan. He deserves that honor, at the very least. Ever since Inarizaki, he deserved that honor. Nakama, you can even say too, he's done some stuff, but mainly off the Inarizaki matchup. My boy deserves that honor. But just, it's so gold, man, just seeing these two together, man. The season 3 vibes, man. But yo, we gotta get into it, man. But yo, the view from the top, part 2. Let's get into it. Haikyu. You see, also, Tanaka was the one that made the thing back. Wasn't it Daichi? Wait, they were together? No. It was Tanaka then. Because I remember Daichi was going in too. I'm gonna have to go back and see again because it's been a minute. But no, Tanaka comes in. Ryu, Nyoya. And Ingo smacks her right over. Karasuno shows impressive hustle, keeping the ball alive. You see the commentators going in. And you see Suguru's girl looking on. Ah. Hakuba, bro. You gotta stop this. Yo, Yao Ming is out here. Look, I'm Yachi right now, just looking at this man Hakuba, literally just arm out like this. Like he's about to go for the choke slam, but literally has ball in possession. If that's an open lane right there, I think he's gonna get that. But someone better come in there, man. Make that receive. Smacks it right over. And goes towards Daichi. Also, this is, it's this play. So it was Tanaka from before. When Hakuba came in, Daichi made the hit right afterwards. Yeah, Daichi, good save. Lost in the crowd. The first time I ever see that, man, when Hinata's eyes like flipped over. You see him looking on. And Kageyama has like 3 options at least. He has Azuma on his right in the center position, or from the back row. He has Tanaka, and then coming across afterwards would be Hinata. 3 hitters, set or dump as possible. Number 10 might do a slide. And looking on over, only 2 hitters in the front row, which means this side is all mine. You can set him up. Hinata's getting ready for the jump. And Kageyama looking over. Not a slide. Is big jump coming? Don't focus too hard on a 3. A 3, also called a 33, is a low and fast set behind the setter towards the outside. Hey, yo, you see like Kemba's face again, all excited. From width to height, he made an instant equipment switch in the middle of battle. Suddenly having a whole new batch of information to process shoved right in your face. What a pain. First temple plus my boy takes flight. Whew. Ball goes up. And Hoshimi looking on. Yes, being short is a disadvantage, but it isn't a sign of incompetence, man. But listen, I can't wait for that speech in general to be animated. Just to hear, like, no music, no nothing. Just him just straight talking facts, man. And then Hinata coming afterwards saying, look, I'm glad I chose to play volleyball. Like, this is too much greatness. I can't wait to see it animated, man. Go on, next page. Hinata makes it right past him. Hirogami's not going to get him. He's not going to get him. My boy gets right in between. Ball goes down. There it is. The ever-versatile Karasuno strikes like lightning, scoring from where you least expect it. My boy goes for the 5 of Kageyama trying to react to slam dunk. My boy just comes in and smacks him, and he's not just like, oh, my head, that's too much. I love those two, but I can't listen. If we get the slam dunk moment, you know which one I'm talking about from the end of slam dunk. If I get that, but even I don't know, like the dap up or the hug, I don't know, man. If I get something like that from Kageyama Hinata, I'm gonna be mentally broken for like months. Like that's a guarantee. Just that's gonna be the only image in my head if that ever were to ever occur, man. We got the little moment here, but the real moment, oh man, at least something else. Even the solid blockers of Commodore can't help but blink in the confusion as Shoyo Hinata's deceptive movements. Man, Kageyama's so good. Still, Hirogami was almost there. He really can't be bothered to move. I mean, hey, if he, you know what? He might be speaking fast. If he got there a little bit more, he could have stopped him from the angle from right there. You can, he probably could have. If you go a little bit more, but I mean, that's something he's gonna keep as a mental note to remember next time. If you see something like that happen again, gotta hustle a little bit more. The basic tenet of reblocking is to follow the ball after it's set. Reading that info, that means not only is noticing what might happen, but also discarding what won't. Hinata especially irritating an opponent or for opponents in that regard because it dumps a ton of possibilities at the table at once. Where is he gonna come from? What temple is he going with? Look at the little faces there too. A multiplicity. You know what? It's been a long day. Forgive me. Of weapons are. It's been a long day. A multiplicity of weapons applicable and nearly infinitive combinations. With that, Karasuno spins Hoshimi out of the service spot after only one go. Even me, I'd given up a little. I start to feel where there were limits to the height I could reach. Huh? Well, the two of you jump about the same height, right? That's not what I mean. Height isn't about the distance you can jump off the ground. It's about how much higher you can reach than the blockers. Get it? Oh, the coach, man, because he can relate to that too now, man. After all that, he can relate to. by Shoyo Hinata. It really seems like he's been reaching even greater heights than before, starting at the end of the second set. The old man just quiet for a second. Now he's speaking. For the longest time, I was convinced that if you didn't have enough height yourself, you didn't have a chance, you didn't have a choice but to find ways to fight without height. Right now, the amount of power Carsono's number 10 has is minuscule. So see right now, Azumane is going to get ready for his serve, and then afterwards it switches over to Hinata. Sai, serve her up. Yet this whole time, he has been fighting to win with height. And then, oh man. Bro, when I saw this panel in chapter 281, without that Kageyama kid as setter, I don't see any value at all. When I saw it, bro, when my man made the receive, and all the memories that were pouring back in, and that was like the first one that came out, and it's like, any doubter that comes towards Hinata's way, listen, man, he's gonna show you up and show you why that he's the future coming up, man. He knows. I didn't have to tell him that. Carsone's number 10 knows. I can't say face turned completely, but he's on the neutral side now, definitely. But he realizes, man, listen, don't matter what limitations you say somebody has whatsoever, look, limits are meant to be broken, as they should. You see Asai going right for the serve, smacks it right over. You see Hoshumi turning, and the libero comes right in afterwards. He makes a receive. Ouch, what a serve. Commodore bumps it, but it flies back right over the net. Whoa, great serve. I will admit that I was jealous of the tall folk. After all, ain't being tall great? They get to be big and strong. And they can reach heights no one else can, looking down at the rest of the world. Free ball! You see Hinata getting alert. Got it. Here it comes. For so long, he buried himself in the crowd, slowing down the first tempo, but now... Bro, I thought that was the face he was making, but Kev was looking on! What the knife! Let's go! My boy with the dagger! Yo, it's not Sekiro, but still. Let's go. Oh man, bro, when Kev was just looking on, he sees like an after image of what he can see, man. It sees, bro, if I see Hinata coming in with them, like, you know, like how we know like the play's gonna happen, but you know how we saw like the Hinata and Kemba thing with the knives 1-on-1. If I see him running towards an army, Jon Snow style right now, I'm gonna lose my mind. But yo, I just that might be my favorite panel right now in the chapter at the moment. That little thing right there is 2 goats. Minus Temple Plus. Done jump. And my boy takes height. Look at Hirogami and Hakuba. They look like they just seen ghosts just popping up. Ah, what a sec. That's the fast one. And Kageyama, you have tongue out and everything too. Sets it right over. The Mia twins looking on. Look at the height, my boy guy. He's like completely right over the net. 40 years, that's how long I've coached this sport. And I put it all on the line to deny you and everything you are, Karasuno's number 10. But right now, these 4 long decades seem faint, fading away under the shout from the 10 or so brief years that preceded them. No greater righteousness than height, no greater majesty than size. Looking down across all the world below, that is the best volleyball. Those years scream at me saying that I can play that way too. Yo! Character development for the coach. Character development right there and then, man. The man who doubted is now a believer. Like, Hinata's my guy. Favorite MCs in the game. He doesn't have to say it through words. His actions alone speak volumes, man. That's what matters right here. You're just seeing Hirogami going in. Nothing. Hakuba coming on the other side, nothing. And you see Hoshimi in the back saying, I don't know if I got this. If they make the receive though, I'm gonna be livid, but there's no way. Hinata's got this point right in the bag. And the smash right through. Yo, no chance. Hoshimi looking on like, damn, he got me good. You die looking on like, damn. And my boy with the smile. Yes. He's cheering for my boy. He said, let's go. It's silent, but he put up a fist. He's like, yo, let's go. My boy. The energy that Hinata Shoyo emits, man, is absolutely ridiculous. He gets a spike in. Hoshimi takes notice. He's like, yo, man, that was something else. Remember, when he was seeing him doing those things during the Inarizaki match, or especially during Nekoma, he's like, huh, what the hell was this? He's seeing it in action for himself. He's actually in the moment. He's like, okay, damn. He might be the truth. Yudai looking on, because look, man, you're the reason why that this kid got into the sport when he saw you for the first time. And now it's crazy, man. The person that he saw to get into it is now watching him prosper on this stage. Like, it's just beautiful. And then the guy who doubted him during the events of season 3 in that Shiro Torizawa matchup is right there watching on TV with the other coach as a fist up. Or what, boy. That 10 out of 10 chapter, I don't care. Things like this, when you see everything come full circle, are absolutely beautiful. And this is why, it's one of the many reasons why I love this series, man. And the anime is going to do so good. I can't wait, man. Oh my God. I know this is like far, far away, like maybe season 5, maybe 6, depending on how they're going to adapt after. But oh my God, this is going to be so beautiful to see, dude. Oh, man. Now I have no idea what was my favorite panel on the chapter. Was it Kenma looking about Hinata with the knife and stuff, or literally the fist? If I can enlarge that and make that the thumbnail without context, I'll do it. If it's possible. But, yo, man. My boy. I love Hinata so much. But, yo, let me just see on the point total. So what it was at going before, so I can remember now. Because I don't know if it moved too much, though. So it's 12 to 10. So it's 12 to 11 though. Because of Asahi's so it's 12 to 11 right now. So only really, realistically, only like 2 points really came from this chapter. But you have to assume though in the later chapters we're gonna get like a little bit more coverage afterwards, and then pacing's gonna pick up because it's already picking up as it is. The fact that we're already in like the early teens and stuff in terms of points. But man, oh man. This battle those fits so godly. Those years scream at me saying that I can play that way too. Like, man, you see things like this, it's like, yo, this is the reason why, like one of the reasons I love this series so much, man. When you see someone like Hinata for the first time, you're like, man, like there's no way I can see this Brad like actually prospering in volleyball. And a sport that, like, the coach was saying before so many times, it's like, yo, you need to have height to be able to play. And players like Hinata and Hoshiyumi clearly come in and say, nah, like that's hogwash. Like there's no way you can just say height is what you need to dominate the sport, because the little guys, they got skill too. And I mean, Hoshiyumi, I already know in my heart of hearts, if we get that second year and he enters his third year, he's gonna be one of the top 3 aces right there with Sakusa. I know that for a damn fact. And that'll be like such a great way, man. Also too, like, when you're getting like these first years coming in from middle school and stuff, maybe kids that are like their height as well, I think they can prosper, are going to be watching this match right now and thinking, damn, maybe I can do it too. Not even just a guy that old, and who's already long since retired from the game itself and now just a coach, but somebody who's about to come into it saying, yo, if these guys can do it, so can I. Man, I don't care. 10 out of 10 chapter for me. Seeing this come full circle with the coach was all I needed. And even just the added bonus again with the Kenma thing, just an added bonus. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I want to save at least the season 4 video and stuff for another time, maybe tomorrow or so that way I can kind of go more in depth and you guys can hear my thoughts on that. But let me know regardless though, not just the chapter, because I want to know your thoughts on that. Let me know the chapter, how you guys felt about it. And of course, the news on season 4. Are you excited for it? Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. If you want to be part of my weekly experience when it comes to my coverage of the manga for Haikyu week in, week out, subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the bell, Shandora, stay up to date with everything that goes on here on the channel. With that being said, next week, man, 362. I'm expecting the pacing to pick up afterwards in terms of the points. And I don't know, man. I can see this match going on until possibly the end of the year, or at least until maybe the next anniversary, which would be starting 2012. It will be the 8th anniversary. I can maybe see the match stretching out that long, depending on how exactly things are gonna plan out. But the fact that it's already in like the early teens, maybe it can end earlier. I don't know, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I mean it could, because then if you think about it, if it ends by the time season 4 starts. Oh man, I don't know. But again, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. I'll catch you guys afterwards, either for the 362 video for next week, or I'll talk with you guys afterwards for the season 4 video for the anime, man. But Commodore last signing off. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care.
Going crazy, yeah, we going crazy. I'm with the team, yeah, yeah.